Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. Tomorrow is wrapping up the March inks that I featured. I selected several greens to put in my various pens, which are mostly TWSBIs and Kavekos, but I wanted to try several different green inks for March. As you can see, I kind of had a list of March greens, and then as I used those up or switched them out, I wrote over it in the new color that was put in. It was really fun to do, but about midway to 2.5 weeks or so into the month, I was getting a little bit restless and wanted to try other colors, so I started switching them out. But this was really fun. Here you can see the Frogs Organic Studio has some shimmer in it, but I wasn't getting that on all my papers. I do love that ink, but it just depends on the paper and the pen, I guess. This was in a TWSBI broad nib, so maybe that's what I need to bring out the shimmer in that. So as you can see, I started out with greens, but they slowly turned over into being converted into other inks. Here I have a little bit of a sampling of several of them. Again, here's the frog, and from where I am in the right light, I get shimmer. And it's a beautiful ink. I think that's just a lot of fun. I'm very drawn to that. This is the Private Reserve Spearmint. Sometimes what I do when I'm writing in my various journals is just to write on the side the ink color, and sometimes also I include the pen that I'm using so I can just train myself kind of to know what to expect from a certain ink and a certain nib, with a certain nib and pen. This Private Reserve Spearmint got a lot of neat shading. This is Tomoe River paper. This is, I think, this is an insert I got from Paper Penguin Co. It's, I think it's one of the bigger, or you know what, I am wrong. This is Taroko Shop Tomoe River paper insert, for whatever that's worth. It seems like they do vary from place to place. This is the Jade Noir Edelstein Olivine. I don't know which pen I had that in. It looks really fine right there. I don't know. My notes are such a convoluted mess at this point. I may not have actually ended up using that one for the March thing. I might have just had it in an extra pen. Perhaps that was in my Noodlers. I don't know. Anyway, and then here's the Ackerman 27 Bezuidan. Again, every time I say that word, I acknowledge it. I may be mispronouncing it, but I really enjoyed writing with this ink. And I feel like this one gave me such a different result depending on the paper that I wrote with. I kept it in the same pen throughout the month, but I really liked the writing experiment with that ink and experience with that ink. Here it just looks kind of green with lots of shading, but in my Goulet Pens Lined Traveler's Notebook, the Bezuidan had a lot more shading and a element of red coming through on the edge and good shading there. I think this is 52 SGM grams. Yeah, GSM. Let's see what this one is. I forget. Yeah, this is also 52. So maybe it's the difference between the old and new Tomoe River. If anybody has a summary on what's going on with that, I'd be interested to know. But I do know some places like Paper Penguin Co. will say this is the new Tomoe River or this is the old one. So, and then I've had other people say I can't really tell the difference. So I prefer, or not, maybe not prefer, I'm hopeful that that's the general consensus, that it's not too different overall. Anyway, this was fun. This was a fun way of zooming in on various greens, bright greens, matte greens, shimmer greens. Really fun. I used it a lot in Tomoe River paper, but I also had some other notebooks like Leuchtturm and the Cosmo Air Light that I was using for the various inks. Let me find my notes here. Oh, wrong book. Oh yeah, I know what I want to do. I wanted to show you this. This is just my Stalogy, which I keep on the counter here, and it's sort of a random assortment of all kinds of things. So I have my ink of the week evaluations going on, and then I did this March Greens summary. I think I may have shown this originally when I started, but I'd have to say if I had to pick a winner, it would be the Kaweco. No, that's the pen I use. The Kaweco Golden Espresso Broad Nib, but the Monteverde Jade Noir. Runner-up would be River of Fire by Robert Oster. I really liked both of those inks. I used them both in Kaweco pens with broad nibs, and I just felt like the flow was smooth and generous, and I just totally enjoyed writing with them. The Jade Noir, let's see if that's helpful for you to see it better. It's really like super dark, so like black. I mean, French was my minor in college, but it's been so long. I think Noir, is that black or is that night? No, that's Nuit. So yeah, Noir I think is black. Anyway, it's a really, really deep green, and I like it a lot. And yes, I would consider buying that ink for sure. I really went back and forth between the River of Fire and Jade Noir, but I feel like I have a good supply of greens in varying aspects. I have the Rohrer and Klinger Alt Goldgrün, and I don't know, I have several samples. I did buy the Edelstein Olivine, and I also have a bottle of Green Marine. So I feel like I'm kind of good on greens, but I love greens, and it's certainly fun to play with them. But when I get to the point where one of those is running out, or I just get bored, I guess, I may go ahead and buy one of those two. I'd probably do the Jade Noir because I feel like the River of Fire is really similar to the TWSBI Noodler's Green Marine, which you can see right here. And I actually got some shading with that, surprisingly, depending on the paper, but definitely on the Cosmo Airlight I got shading with the Green Marine. So that was fun. Here's those two right here, the two Kaweco pen inks, Jade Noir and River of Fire. Both super smooth. You know, it's like a type of ink and pen combination that you just are inventing reasons to write. It's so much fun. And if you have been there, you know exactly what I mean. And I know many of you do. I want to just throw out a funny little fact too. The Rohrer and Klinger, I thought it was. It's Klinger. Somebody, Gadget Stop 321 maybe? Kathy was, I think, saying Rohrer and Klinger. And for some reason, I'm like, is it Klinger? I thought it was Klinger. And I checked the bottle. This is missing an N. I'm just thinking of Klinger because of TV shows that had Klinger in it. I don't know. Anyway, Klinger is the right spelling. So if you've been noticing that, I now see my mistake as well. So that's all for now. I just wanted to kind of wrap up the March Greens ink. If anybody was interested in following that or what I decided, this one gets the prize. I enjoyed the experience with all of them, except I gotta say, I don't like writing with the TWSBI Prairie Green. It's a beautiful color. I've talked about this before. But it feels really dry to me no matter what ink or what paper I'm using. So I would not be tempted to purchase that one, although I appreciate the beautiful color. I would like to use a dip pen maybe, or like a brush, and do some artwork with that one. But all these others were fun. Didn't like writing with the Noodler's Charlie pen. Very fine, dry, kind of boring experience. If that was fountain pens, I probably wouldn't be doing fountain pens. But these other combinations I enjoyed quite a bit. So thank you all those of you who've shared samples with me. it's been really fun. I appreciate everybody's generosity and just the sharing spirit of people in this journaling / pen community. It's really a lot of fun to watch, and also I've appreciated the gifts, so thank you. Hope you have a nice day. We'll see you next time. Bye.